Hey guys, it's Mr. Miraie and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today I have for you guys a top 10 Isekai manga that you guys should definitely be reading right now. Now before this video starts, I have to mention that this list is not in any particular order and that this list is based solely on my personal opinion. And be sure to tell me what you think about them after reading them. Now all that said, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on notifications and help the channel reach 100 subscribers. And be sure to smash that like button as it seriously helps out both the channel and YouTube algorithm. With all that said, let's get straight into the list. Now at number 10 we have level 1 with S rank drop rate is the strongest. Sato Ryota, who died from overworking at a black company, was reincarnated to another world. Although Ryota was alive, he is now burdened with the inconvenience that his level is fixed to 1 in his new world. Although he wasn't able to raise his level, he had a unique skill that created a cheat-like item that shouldn't exist in the world for a monster. He got to know his status and maxed them with the help ability up items. He gathered a number of weapons and items that can only be used by himself, allowing him to be only level 1, but yet having the strongest equipment. Now at number 9 we have Tondemo's skill the Isekai Haru Meshit. Along with 3 other heroes, the 27-year-old Mukoda Tsuyoshi is transported into a fantasy world to rescue a kingdom from a serious threat. However, it soon becomes clear that Tsuyoshi has been dragged into a summoning ritual by accident. His only skill turns out to be food menu, which allows him to open up an interface where he can purchase and obtain food-related supermarket items from modern Japan. Unceremoniously moved out of the palace, Tsuyoshi sets on his own into his new world. However, his ability to create delicious dishes unknown to his world soon pays dividends, even attracting the legendary wolf ᴅɪsᴟʟᴇʟ. ᴅɪsᴟʟᴇʟ is so taken in by the food that the creature immediately forms a contract with Tsuyoshi, becoming his familiar. Followed by this whimsical mythical being, Tsuyoshi takes up a job as a merchant and adventurer, traveling and cooking up mouth-watering meals that never fail to amaze the inhabitants of this world. Now number 8 we have Isekai Yakkyoku. After losing his little sister to an incurable disease, world-famous medical researcher Kanji Akutani gave it his all to cure his patients by dedicating his life to inventing new medicines. After working himself to death at the age of 31, the former pharmacist wakes up as a 10-year-old child whose body has been struck by lightning. He discovers that he has been reincarnated into a medieval world known as Falma, a child of respected Medicis family. In the world where divine arts, magic granted through the blessings of the guardian deities exist, Falma realizes that his body is host to a guardian deity of medicine. The boy has been granted the mythical divine arts of creation and reduction, as well as the ability to instantly diagnose illnesses in people's bodies. He soon discovers the terrible state of medicine in the world. Only nobles were able to afford healthcare, which is ineffective at best and detrimental at worst. Using modern knowledge and his divine powers, Falma gradually makes a name for himself as a pharmacist despite his young age, even earning the recognition of the imperial court. When he finally acquires the proper pharmacy of his own, he sets out to pursue his goal of improving healthcare in the Sanflu Empire and making it accessible to all. Now at number 7 we have the wrong way to use healing magic. Ken Yusato is a normal high schooler in every sense of the word, average grades, dreams, and tendency to dislike extraordinary people. However, when he encounters the president and the vice president of the student council, both popular and extraordinary, he immediately befriends them. All of this is interrupted when Ken's new friends are summoned to another world, and he accidentally gets summoned as well. Dejected and with no way to return, he resigns himself to staying quietly in the new world, until he finds out he has an affinity for healing magic, a very rare form of magic, which gives him both a self-confidence and the attention of all mages. However, not all attention is good, which is something Ken realizes when he is noticed by a crazy fellow healing magic user. He then starts off on a journey going to the grueling process of training as a healing magic user, in order to help fight against the demons in the war and protecting his friends on the battlefield. Now at number 6 we have Seirei Gensouki. Amakawa Harato is a young man who died before reuniting with his childhood friend who disappeared 5 years ago. Ryo is a boy living in the slums who wants revenge for his mother who was murdered in front of him when he was only 5 years old. Earth, another world. 2 people with completely different backgrounds and values. For some reason, the memories and personality of Haruto, who should have died, is resurrected in Ryo's body. As the two are confused over the memories and personalities fusing together, Ryo, or Haruto, desire to live in this new world. Along with Haruto's memories, Ryo awakens an unknown special power, and it seems that if he uses it well, he can live a better life. But before that, Ryo encountered a kidnapping that turns out to be the 2 princesses of the Bertram kingdom that he lives in. After saving the princesses, Ryo is given a scholarship to Royal Academy, a school for the rich and the powerful. Being a poor orphan in a school of nobles turns out to be an extremely detestable place to be. Now at number 5 we have life as a reincarnated sage in another world, gaining a second profession and becoming the strongest in the world. Sano Yuji, a black company employee, is summoned to another world while finishing his work at home. His profession in the other world, a monster tamer. It's considered a job that makes it difficult to become an adventurer. However, thanks to some slime he met, which read several magical books, he gained magical powers and his second profession, Sage. Yuji acquired overwhelming power, but is he conscious of his strength, blindly becoming unparalleled and strongest in the world? Now number 4, we have Material Collectors, Another World Travels. Akero Kamonoshio is an ordinary middle-aged salaryman who was chosen by God to be reincarnated into a fantasy world in the body of a handsome young man in his prime. Takero sets out to learn more about the world while gathering rare and interesting materials along the way to sell for money, which he can use to gather even more materials. Now number 3, we have the reincarnated prince wants to slack off. Haruto is an ordinary Japanese student who is tired of constant work and study. After getting isekai'd by Truck-kun, he is reincarnated as Phil Graceheart, the youngest child in a royal family. When Phil is 3 years old, he gets a head injury that causes him to remember his former life. Armed with knowledge of his past self, he is now on a mission to live a completely relaxing and carefree life. Now this one in particular is very wholesome and adorable. It's very chill, there's nothing really intense that happens. Obviously he is overpowered and gains the friendship of some really insane monsters and people. But majority of this manga is spent with him just really relaxing, but being forced into a situation where he has to work because he's obviously overpowered and has to help his family and friends out. Now number 2, we have an Ossan in Counterworld. A man gets sucked into a dimensional crack and falls into another world. The goddess of that world meets the protagonist and awards him divine protection and some items to survive, which includes an access to the internet. After the protagonist sees that the place is way too lawless, he uses his ability to fix that. This is a little bit different type of isekai, obviously, because it involves an older man, but I think it's pretty fun. Now number 1, we have the legendary building of a world by Realist Demon King. 72 feudal demon lords vie for power. The weakest among them is also the youngest, Astaroth, who retains memory from his human life as a researcher. While he possesses neither an army nor immense power, his talent is pragmatism. From killing potential heroes before they gain power, to using underhanded tricks and lies, everything is fair game for the 72nd Demon Lord. Astaroth's ultimate goal is to dominate the other Demon Lords, whether by conquering them or allying with them, and ascend as the Demon King. Accompanied by the demon maid Eve and subordinates, Astaroth makes a name for himself as a Demon Lord who will use any tactic to win, utilizing power known as realism. Now I have to mention that the art in this manga is particularly good compared to the rest of them. That is why I put it at top of the list, even though there's no really particular order. I think story-wise they're all around the same level, but I really like the art in this one, and Eve is definitely the top tier waifu of this list. And that is all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this top 10 isekai manga list, and hopefully you guys found some new manga to read. If you did enjoy, why not smack that like button and subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I've been Mr. Miraie, and I'll see you guys in the next one.